Hey guys, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. And you're not getting much for today's video. Here's the thing, is that if you ever have a video idea for me, that doesn't involve anything to do with food or spending money that I can do by myself, like in my bedroom or something, feel free to let me know on my Instagram. Okay. Instagram. Right now, I'm really excited for, Dream the Tour. That's going to be a lot of fun. You're not getting much today. And it's going to be, a lot of fun. And also today, today I got, a nice little DM from, one of my 3 dance friends. And the funny thing about it was, so they used, an abbreviation or something. So I looked it up on Google. I went what does this mean? And it turns out they were just asking how I'm doing. And I replied good. Because I'm doing good. It's just nice to know that I have, dance friends and stuff that, literally, will just randomly DM at random times, not even have, a full conversation about, anything in life, or just, every once in a while, I'll randomly DM them and be like, hey, how's your day? And then they're like, good, how's yours? And it, doesn't lead to, any form of, conversation of what happened in our day. It's, random but nice. And if you're wondering, I'm not gonna explain, if you're wondering why, I said 3 and not 4, when at one point I would always say 4. I'm not gonna call the person out in any way. Because I don't really know what happened. I'm gonna say this: I wish them the best, and all I know from my perspective is I thought their account glitched, which actually might tell you who it is, but I'm not calling them out in a negative way. I wish them the best, because there never was any problems that I knew of. I randomly thought their account glitched until I went on one of my other accounts. It was actually Sam's account. I went on it, and because I wanted to just DM myself. I wanted randomly one night, or randomly one time, I just DM'd his account just so I could have a conversation with myself. It was very random. And then I noticed that I'm from that account, because I was following from that account also, all of my accounts. Actually not true, most of my accounts. So I thought I was following from all of my accounts, but apparently not. But I noticed that their account was totally fine, and then I went on one of my accounts and I blocked my main account just to see from whoever see what it looks like if someone were to block me or something. And I realized straight up, I went in, I unblocked it, and I realized that I had been blocked. So I went through all of my accounts, I blocked them, and I'm doing good. And good, because I have 3 very amazing friends who are extremely talented and incredible, and that's the last you're ever going to hear that conversation. But yeah, I'm excited to use my petite and pretty palette for Dream the Tour. I'm very excited about that, and I get feeling when I might lose my voice the next day. And although I'm not sure, the reason I say that is because when I go to a tour, I kind of sit back. Well, let's face it, I don't sit, I stand. But I really enjoy myself, and I try to just have fun. And so for me, I literally already know that I'm gonna be I either singing or screaming with excitement and happiness and cheering in the crowd at the top of my lungs. engraving my XOG Pop picture and possibly merch. Like, I don't have plans. Like, I'm literally just so excited over it. And with Squad Tour, and by the way, Dream the Tour not gonna live up to Squad Tour. It's gonna get close, but Squad Tour definitely gonna win. Due to Squad Tour had me up on stage. And huge shout out to Jenna Davis for that. You should all go follow her and all the squad members. So I'm excited for that. Like Squad Tour was mind blowing. Like, I feel like with Squad Tour, or I went past crying, I went straight to like shaking. And for me, I go through stages. There's like, oh, I'm like totally fine. And then there's like stages when like I'll like get a little bit shaky for like literally no reason. But then there's like tears, like tears of happiness. And then there's straight up like, oh, a little bit shaky. And then there's like, I can't sit still. I'm dancing, I'm shaking, I'm having like the best day ever situation. And Squad Tour took me to that thing, and I didn't know I could go there, but like my body would go to that level of like excitement and happiness. But it did. Like, I'm literally the second. Truthfully, I didn't think Jenna picked me to go up on stage. And I thought she had picked one of the people next to me until all of a sudden, like, my dad and, like, a couple people, like, are standing around us, started clearing a path and being like, go, go. And I'm like, okay. So I went, like, still thinking, like, she didn't pick me, like, they're gonna tell me to go back to my spot. And then Peggy told me to run up on stage, so I did. And Jenna literally walked right over to me. Like, I started walking up on stage. Jenna walked over to me and grabbed my hand, walked me to the center of the stage, and then we had a Lavin Jenna situation. So what happened was, apparently I was special, is what kind of felt like, because if this didn't happen with anyone else, it happened with me. And that's okay, like I'm very grateful for this, but literally what happened was that all of a sudden, like, a couple other people were picked, because each of the squad members were picking one person. Jenna picked me. And so, like, I was, like, the first person up on stage and to, like, get up there. Partly because I was, like, the closest to the stage, like, I think. And so, like, Jenna, like, walked me to the center of the stage and, like put me, like, next to her and, like Eliana and stuff, which was really cool. Well, everyone else, when they got on stage, they lined up, like, in this line by, like, Lem and Lion and stuff. And so, literally, like, we were up on stage and Lem, like, I was holding a microphone, went down to, like, each of the people, like, started at the front of the line and at the back of the line, and literally, like, put the microphone in front of them, and then, he would, like, say in the microphone, like, what's your name and what's your age, and so, like, then he would put the microphone in front of them, and then they would get to say their name and their age, because this was specifically for, like, birthdays and stuff, in which they were kind of cheating but kind of not, because in the meet and greet, like, we told them that, like, I was turning 16 and that my birthday was the week before, because my birthday was, like, the Sunday before. But then, and so they knew. But then they're like, whose birthday? And who's here celebrating their birthday? I raised my hand. and then they're like, whose birthday is today? And my dad raised my hand even more. He wasn't doing it to like be mean to anyone else. It's just that like a lot went on this last like in 2021 for me that like isn't out there and will never be out there. And so like also like I just generally only like really wanted this to happen. He wanted this to happen for me so badly, and like it was kind of like almost like it's the situation to where like we both just really wanted it to happen, and that ultimately like throughout my entire life I have been proving people wrong. People will say like I even when it comes to like health stuff, like people literally like I was born where I wasn't like flexible or something, I don't fully know. But like I literally we had like professional like doctors and stuff say that I might be able to walk a little bit and like maybe run a little bit but not well. And I like proved them all wrong. And that was proving them wrong in a good way. And so like I'm constantly like this is only the beginning for me, and so he really wanted me up there, and just for like a moment, like just so I could have a moment and just like to just live out one of my biggest dreams. And so then what happened, so then here comes the Lemon Jenna incident. Because everyone had lined up in a line, and Jenna, like, I didn't know I was supposed to line up in a line because no one told me. Like, literally, Jenna walked me over, like, to in, like, the center of the stage, like, next to her. And then it was really cool because then I had, like, her and, like, all of, like, the girls in the squad, like, right next to me, like, holding, like, my hands and stuff, and it was just really cool. And stuff like that. And they all had, like, microphones or phones. So then, literally what happened was, finally, there's, like, the last person in line, and then, like, we have one more. And then Jenna's like, wait, no. And then he's like, he like does the last person, and then he looks over at Jenna and is like, "What?" She's like, "I know we have one more," and he's like, "I was wrong. We have one more," and then I like got to have like my moment, and it was really fun. Um, in fairness, that was kind of completely on Jennifer, the little mix-up. He thought like there was one more, and then found, because he apparently didn't see me like come up on stage or something. But I was the one that Jenna picked, and she like brought me to a different area of the stage and stuff. So that was really cool. Like that was really really cool. So it was extremely cool, and I'm so excited for Seaward Tour. Seaward Tour is going to be so much fun. I'm excited to use my petite and pretty palette. Haven't used it yet. I plan to use it for or during the tour, because it's technically Seaward Tour, but called during the tour, and that's easier for me to say because instead of saying like Siwa / XOG Pop / Bells tour. And so I'm extremely excited because I'm their biggest fan ever, and I'm so excited. Like, right now, I'm continuing to prove people wrong in life, and I'm continuing to prove myself wrong sometimes. I'm like, and I say this because I prove myself wrong all the time. Like, I'm the type where I'm hard on myself. I am generally the hardest person in my life, and the hardest person on myself is what I mean. Like, what I mean by that is I am the type where if I make a mistake in dance, I will scream at myself in my head, because that's how I learn. I don't like being screamed at by, like, other people, but when I scream at myself in my head, I fix it. that's probably not the best way. I would not recommend it to anyone, but it works for me, and that's part of how I became such an amazing dancer, and became who I am by basically being on myself about everything that I do in training to be a pop star, and it's like. So it's all about I'm hard on myself, and because I'm hard on myself, it kind of works. For me, what I mean is that I have a good balance of being hard on myself and also people encouraging me, and that works really well because I have myself being really hard on myself, and then I have all of my dance teachers giving me my correction, but also being really encouraging at the same time, and so it works out perfectly to where I'm fixing and I'm improving, while also not losing confidence or feeling like I can't. And basically, for me, the best way, and to actually make it seem, for me, the best way, how it works for me, and the best thing for me in my situation, is I tell myself I'm never going to get something. That way, when I get it in dance, it's I get the joy of being 1,000 times more excited versus just saying oh, I'm going to get this turn. Then it's exciting, but then it's nowhere near. So I set myself up in a way to think it's never gonna happen. So when it happens, it's 1,000 times more exciting for me. And I never say that I can't. I always say that it won't happen for a really long time. And that way, when it happens faster, or I just prove myself wrong, and it's really fun. And it's fun for me, but I would not recommend it for other people due to I feel for a lot of people that can be really bad, but for me it's really good. Sorry the video is not much, but it's freezing cold in here, so I'm gonna try to go watch YouTube and stuff. Because it's freezing cold, but I wanted to kind of chat with you today. And also, we realized something the other day. And me and my dad realized it. Well, actually, I realized it. So the other day, my dad looked up photos of the place that Dream the Tour's gonna be at, and basically we realized. Well, I realized I'd been there before. So when I was, I would say 6, maybe 7. I feel I was 5 or 6 at the time. I'm not 100% sure. Somewhere around there. My parents and got me, they got tickets for me and Bella's sister, and then to go see a Disney ice skating thing, show thing. And that ended up being really fun, but also there was one part that was kind of scary, and that was because of the fact that there was a part in the show that was Jack Skellington or something from Nightmare Before Christmas. And the thing was, I never seen the show Nightmare Before Christmas, so for me it was very scary. That part, or it scared me so bad that I ended up using the restroom. And then it was scary. But luckily, it didn't scare me super bad. It was just kind of in that moment it was scary. But once it was done, it was by the time we had left, and I completely forgot about. So that was good. But we realized it's in the same place. We think it's the same exact place because the photo made it seem like it was the same place. Also, this place has multiple rooms. There's multiple rooms. They do a lot of different sporting and things, and a lot of different things there. So yeah, that's cool. Peace out.